I threw up from morning sickness on the day of the red carpet. A popular actress immediately held me steady and yelled to the cameras, "Someone help. Tina's throwing up." That day, a headline about the new Best Actress being pregnant broke out. Even reporters showed up on the movie set where I was filming with the leading actor. Reporter: "Does the leading actor know Tina is pregnant?" Leading actor: "Did anyone visit Tina on set? Whose child is it?" The leading actor looked at me with a knowing expression. It didn't seem like a sponsor, more like a colleague. Today was a big day for me, winning the new Best Actress award. While walking on the red carpet, I tried my best to maintain my composure. But in front of all those cameras, my stomach suddenly churned. A moment later, I puked. Yes, I spectacularly threw up in front of everyone. The popular actress Clara, who never got along with me, raised her voice and shouted directly to the cameras, "Someone help, Tina's throwing up." I looked at Clara, shocked. I was genuinely throwing up, but how did she know? I opened my mouth to explain, but before I could, reporters surrounded me. Everyone was eager to catch this explosive news. The scene was chaotic until security stepped in timely and led me away. Clara was left on the red carpet alone. Facing the cameras, Clara posed elegantly, greeting everyone with one hand on her hip. After all, Tina is still publicly single. I'm surprised she's pregnant. Usually, many sponsors surround Tina, but I honestly have no idea who the child's father is. She seems carefree, didn't think she'd suddenly have a kid. Her life must be quite fulfilling in her spare time. Tina is usually quite reclusive, doesn't socialize much. I think it's impressive she's taken this step. Backstage, I could see the red carpet footage, and a huge question mark filled my mind. Did I just get confirmed by the media? The red carpet didn't go as planned. I was about to head home when I got a text from Felix, the leading actor. It said, "Honey, should I pick you up?" I quickly replied, "No need." Felix is my husband, though we argued recently and are currently in a 1-month separation period. I found out I'm 3 months pregnant just recently. I was quite upset when I knew the results. This baby came at the wrong time. As I stared at my phone lost in thought, Clara's voice interrupted, "Mind if I take you home?" I frowned and declined calmly, "No need. Clara and I have always been on bad terms. She just said all those sneering things on the red carpet, and now she's offering me a ride?" After I refused, Clara didn't give up and persuaded, "You're pregnant now." Exhaling, I finally asked the question I most wanted to ask, "How did you know?" Clara shrugged nonchalantly, "I saw the pregnancy test report in your bag." I frowned. She's still the same sneaky person, going through my bag when I'm not paying attention. I couldn't be bothered to argue about it, so I just glanced at her and walked away. My response prompted laughter from behind me. Unmarried and pregnant. Who knows whose man's child that is, and still acting all high and mighty, huh? They say don't bite the hand that feeds you. Some people can't see kindness right under their noses. Sugar-coated on the outside, who knows how she cozies up to men behind closed doors. Her words were harsh, but I was too exhausted to engage. After leaving the red carpet, I headed straight to the set. I was still filming a drama, and despite the exhaustion, work needed to be completed. On set, I unexpectedly ran into the person I least wanted to see, Felix. He was sitting nearby, engrossed in his script, with the sun softly beaming down, making his handsome features seem even more angelic. When he saw me, he set his script down and gave me a faint smile. "Back from the red carpet, huh?" I nodded briefly, "Yeah." I wasn't sure how to face him yet. Since I didn't have any scenes today, after wandering around the set, I returned to the hotel room. Upon returning, I lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling my chest slowly loosen. Scenes from the past kept replaying in my mind. I lazily flipped over to check my phone to divert my attention. When I turned on the phone, I was stunned. I didn't expect the news of my pregnancy to spread online so quickly. It was already the top trending topic. New Best Actress pregnant. Shocking. Oh my God. This actress hasn't announced any relationships or marriage, so who's the father of her child? In the entertainment world, concealed relationships or marriages are common, but suddenly having a child out of nowhere? Not so much. Could it be a sponsor's child? I always say no actress is squeaky clean. Maybe she doesn't even know who the father is? Watching netizens' heated debate about this, I felt helpless. Looking at the phone screen, before I could process, it started ringing. It was the director. "Tina, could you come to the set? We have a new actor. Let's all meet." "Okay." After hanging up, I started preparing since meeting new coworkers requires some care and appearance. However, when I got to the set and saw the new colleague, I was dumbfounded. Why did the new colleague have to be Clara, who was all too connected to the red carpet incident? Clara seemed to have anticipated the scenario. She calmly smiled when she saw me. "Hey, Tina, didn't expect to see you here." I smiled politely back, not backing down as I asked, "Did you really not expect it, or were you pretending?" My words momentarily fazed Clara, but she quickly recovered. With a laugh, she maintained, "Of course, I didn't expect it. You're pregnant, yet still working so hard." Feigning surprise, she asked, "You're acting while pregnant, does the kid's dad have no say?" "I'm worried Felix will find out. I haven't figured out how to deal with it." I got annoyed, glaring coldly at Clara's provocative smirk. "Stop making things up." Clara was about to argue further but glanced sideways at the arriving director. She then put on a charming smile, "Look forward to working together." Ignoring her, I turned to leave. I'm not like Clara, pretending to be something I'm not. She can keep up her act. That night back at the hotel, I got another message from Felix. "Sweetheart, it's getting colder. Don't kick off the blanket at night." His thoughtful message weighed heavily on my heart. I don't know why we ended up here despite having a great relationship. Even though I couldn't sort out my feelings, work continued. Today, I was scheduled to film a romantic scene with Felix, the lead actor. With the director's action. I stepped boldly over the man's lap, tugging at his tie and drawing him near with the line, "So, have you ever had feelings for me?" Though it was acting, his familiar, pleasant scent wrapped around me, momentarily distracting me. He lifted my chin with his slender fingers so I met his gaze. His breath tickled my ear, sending shivers. "What do you think?" he whispered. His eyes roamed over my face, down my neck, stopping briefly at my collarbone before sliding lower. As a professional actor, I needed to focus and embody the character completely. But being so close to him, I found it hard. I bit my lip, reminding myself to stay on track. Just as my breathing hitched, and I nearly lost concentration, there was a disruption at the set entrance. The next moment, a horde of media reporters barged in, halting our shoot. "Cut!" yelled the director, disappointed. Felix and I were instantly surrounded. I was still in a vulnerable position on Felix's lap, embarrassed and quickly slid off. As I did, his warm, gentle hand steadied my waist. Once I stood, a reporter thrust a mic at me, eagerly asking, "When did you find out you were pregnant? Was it an accident, or planned? Does the father know? Can you tell us more?" Faced with the barrage, I was flustered. Since I stayed silent, reporters turned their attention to Felix. "Does the actor know Tina's pregnant? Did anyone visit her on set? Is it a sponsor's child? As a colleague, what's your special insight on this?" Felix remained calm as reporters peppered him with questions. He smirked slightly and looked at me knowingly. Not a sponsor, more like a colleague. His words sparked even greater interest among the reporters, who delved deeper. "Actor, can you elaborate? Is there anyone who frequently visited? Does this mean it might be someone we all know? Could you share more details or characteristics?" Feeling helpless amidst the buzz, Clara seemed to enjoy the chaos. She elbowed through, squeezing beside me with a wave to the media. Seeing another voice, reporters quickly directed mics towards Clara, who eagerly chimed in. "I think relationships in the industry happen. We frequently interact while working. What the actor said makes sense. Let's not speculate too much, the actor already shared his insight. Her words were harmless, just muddying the waters further as the situation spiraled. After she spoke, the microphone was back to me. I was done with the back and forth. Raising an eyebrow and lightly smiling, I warned. If you spread false rumors, brace for legal consequences. With those words, ignoring the shocked crowd, I walked off. After speaking, I went to a nearby sitting area, avoiding further chaos. No sooner had I sat down, did Felix follow. In our current situation, I wasn't sure how to be comfortably around him. Out of instinct, I got up to leave. But before I could, strong hands held me back. Electricity sparked from his touch. I tried freeing myself, but he tightened his grip. In that moment, his usually smooth baritone turned slightly rough. You're pregnant, aren't you? In front of him, I couldn't bring myself to deny it. In this world, I might hide it from anyone but him. His voice softened. Let's go for a checkup, please. I refused. No. With the rumors swirling like crazy, going to a hospital would be a huge mistake. Felix's face suddenly turned resolute. Let's go, or it's mine. I stared at him. What are you saying? We're in a cooling period, not divorced. How could he claim the child was his? How was he so sure? Felix frowned, dragging me closer in determination. Why won't you look at me? His tone was gentle but stern, commanding my attention. His touch lingering on my wrist, stroking lightly, was filled with tenderness. Unable to respond, he leaned in. Confused by his closeness, I turned my head, avoiding him. Missing my lips, he paused, masking his disappointment. We're not final yet, technically, we're still married. Hearing his clarification, my anxiety surged. Don't push it. His dark eyes pinning me under his gaze, his throat bobbed quietly. Suddenly, he said, changed my mind. I don't want a divorce anymore. What now? Faced with him, I was done with words. As he hesitated, I broke free, stepping aside. Breathing deeply, I tried to calm. Honestly, Felix and I didn't lack love, our relationship suffered from our demanding schedules. Too busy to be a family, let alone a couple. Rumors about women in his life shattered trust. We argued constantly, and I cried often. Online searches suggested mild depression. Years passed without feeling like we had a home, worsening when Felix's mother disapproved, pressuring us to part. Neither of us wanted it, but exhaustion from tears made me suggest breaking up. Our current project began post-split negotiations. The past is done, rehashing holds no value. Taking a breath, I steadied myself. Please go. My turmoil must have been clear. Tina, calm down. I won't pressure you. With that, watching me deeply, Felix finally left. Once alone, a wave of tears washed over. Yet strangely, no tears fell. I just let the sadness unfold. Unexpectedly, Felix crossed paths with Clara outside. True to her nosy nature, catching sight of Felix exiting my space sent her into a rage. Storming in, finger accusingly aimed at me, Clara bellowed. Tina, what's wrong? Pregnant women have energy to flirt? Her haughty attitude made me laugh. Agitated by my reaction, Clara spat, Tina, seduce others if you will. But leave Felix alone. He's my boyfriend. Before, I found her funny. Now, it bordered on delusion. Calmly, I met her manic gaze. You claim Felix is your boyfriend? She proudly lifted her chin, absolutely. Taking her words at face value, I dialed Felix's number. He answered eagerly, honey, you reach out first. Ignoring his enthusiasm, I told him, can you come back? Felix soon arrived joyfully. In Clara's presence, I kept a steady gaze on Felix. You and Clara seem close. Anything special there? With a glance at a bewildered Clara, Felix declared, I don't know her, not even associated with her. Hearing it from Felix broke Clara's heart. Tears welled up, she sought emotion from his eyes, finding none. At last, bewildered Clara fled amidst tears. After her departure, Felix reaffirmed his loyalty, no other woman but you. His profound eyes sent warmth spiraling across my chest. I turned away awkwardly. None or not, soon irrelevant. Wishing he'd come and cleared misunderstandings while married, or shared more time to bridge our gaps. But what ifs don't exist? This situation seemed resolved, yet. The next day, top news. A sudden call disrupted my slumber, an intuitive twinge warning of bad news. Amanda, my agent, anxiously urged me onto social media. Groggily, I followed suit, stunned. New Best Actress flirting with actor to find baby's dad. Trending everywhere. The vitriol was overwhelming. No shame. Doesn't know the father so finds a babysitter. Hands off our idol. Stay away from our love, you shameless woman. A disgusting woman births not from good stock. Intense scrutiny attracted an influx of hateful messages online. Such public backlash came with the territory, I braced for it. Felix's response caught me off guard. He took to Twitter, clearing things bluntly. Yep, she's my wife, pregnant with my child. That tweet crashed the site. Amanda nervously rung again, Tina, any chance it's reconcilable with him? As she elucidated Felix's internet action, my ire spiked. Once our call ended, I tracked Felix down immediately. Catching sight of me approaching, Felix beamed brightly, extending his hand in welcome. Without hesitation, I sidestepped, glaring. Why didn't you ask first? Realization dawned as confusion clouded his expression. His gravity shifted, saw the results. Whatever it is, I stand by you. His words slid through me, riling emotions I tried placating. Even-tempered, I stated, it's not yours. His sudden advance cornered me against the wall, though. In our separation, no paperwork yet, think of us as married. At his brazen assumption, I was bewildered. Calmly, I insisted, we've split. Felix's body loomed closer, a familiar, comforting sense spilling waves of nostalgia. Taking my hand definitively, to the doctor's. Gingerly, he ushered me. Throughout the procedure, Felix remained steadfast. Fetching the results, I noted his clammy hold. He'd claimed responsibility, regardless of parentage. Part of my resolve wavered. Results pending, his palm was sweaty, reflecting true anticipation. Felix's assurance, despite my insistence, was compelling. In a hushed moment, the doctor's congratulations rang clear, baby's healthy in every aspect. Beside me, Felix beamed. On the day of the red carpet event, I got morning sickness. The trending actress quickly held me up and shouted towards the cameras, "Someone come, Tina is having morning sickness." That same day, rumors of the newly awarded Best Actress being pregnant spread. Even where I was filming with the actor, reporters came to interview us. Reporter, does the actor know Tina is pregnant? Actor, did anyone visit Tina on set? Whose child is it? The actor gave me a knowing look. Didn't seem like a rich backer, more like a colleague. Today's supposed to be important for me, winning Best Actress. I tried being at my best on the red carpet, but my stomach had other plans. Next thing I knew, I puked. Yep, right in front of everyone. Clara, the hot actress who never gets along with me, saw my throw-up scene and intentionally raised her voice at the cameras, "Come quick, Tina's having morning sickness." I was shocked, as I was genuinely nauseous. But how did she know? I was about to explain when the reporters swarmed in. Everyone was eager to catch this sensational news. The scene was chaotic, but thankfully security got me out of there. Now Clara was left on the red carpet alone. Facing the cameras, she posed elegantly, saying, "Considering Tina is still single publicly, it surprises me she's pregnant. There are many rich folks around her, but who the dad is, I really don't know. She seems carefree, Who would have thought she'd have a child already? Her personal life must be quite eventful. I'm a bit of a loner and not social. So, when I saw the red carpet scene from backstage, I was full of questions. Had I just been publicly confirmed? The red carpet plan was a bust. As I headed home, I got a text from Felix, the actor, saying, "Wanna pick you up, babe?" I quickly replied, "No." Truth is, Felix is my husband. We fought recently, and now we're in a 1-month cooling-off period for divorce. I only found out I was 3 months pregnant recently. The timing isn't great. As I pondered over this with my phone in hand, Clara popped up. "Need a ride home?" I raise an eyebrow, decline, "No need. Clara and I don't get along," and after her snide remarks, "Why offer me a ride now?" Upon my refusal, Clara persisted, "But you're pregnant." With a sigh, I asked the big question, "How did you know?" Clara nonchalantly said, "Saw your pregnancy report in your bag." I frowned. She's just as sneaky, snooping through my stuff. I couldn't be bothered to argue, glanced at her, and left. My reaction was met with her laughter, pregnant but doesn't know whose kid it is and still acts high and mighty. How amusing. Some people don't appreciate kindness. She acts cold, but who knows how she charms men. Her words stung, but I didn't dignify them with a response. After leaving the carpet, I went straight to the set. I'm currently filming, exhausted, but work's work. Surprisingly, Felix was there, engrossed in his script, sunlight haloing his sharp features, making him look angelic. Seeing me, he smiled, back from the red carpet. I nodded, yeah. I still hadn't decided how to deal with him. Today, with no scenes for me, I toured the set, then headed to my hotel room. There, I collapsed on the bed, staring at the ceiling, slowly releasing the tension in my chest. Memories floated in my mind. I lazily turned over to check my phone, looking for a distraction. But opening my phone left me stunned. The pregnancy news had spread online, and it reached #1 on trending. Best Actress Pregnant, breaking news. OMG, never announced any relationships or marriage, who's the kid's dad? Secret relationships are common, but surprise baby reveals are rare. Is it some rich guy's kid? See, all female celebs are dirty. Does she even know who the baby's dad is? I watched helplessly as netizens buzzed about it. Before I could process it, my phone rang. It was the director. "Tina, come to the set. We've got a new actor. Let's get you familiar." "Sure." I prepped, changing to meet the new colleague. But arriving at the set, I found myself face to face with Clara from the red carpet. Clara seemed like she saw this coming. When she saw me, she calmly lifted the corners of her lips. "Hi, Tina. Didn't expect to see you here." I politely smiled back, but didn't back down. Instead, I coolly asked, "Did you really not expect it, or are you just pretending?" Because of my question, Clara looked briefly taken aback, but she quickly recovered. She laughed, "Of course I didn't expect it. After all, aren't you pregnant? Who knew you'd be so hardworking, still filming?" Then she pretended to be surprised. "You're filming while pregnant. Doesn't the baby's father mind?" "I'm pretty worried about this. Should Felix find out now? I haven't figured out how to handle this delicately." I was furious, coldly staring at the provoking Clara in front of me. "Stop spreading rumors." Clara seemed ready to continue arguing, but out of the corner of her eye, she suddenly spotted the director approaching. She put on a smile, looking apologetic. "Please take care of me in the days to come." I couldn't be bothered with her. I turned and left. I'm not like Clara, with her dramatic personality. Let her act all she wants. That night, after getting back to the hotel to rest, I got a message from Felix. "Honey, it's getting cooler. Don't kick the blanket off while sleeping." Reading his usual caring words, I couldn't help but feel a heavy sense of emotion. I don't even know why our good relationship got to this point. Even though I'm still sorting through my feelings and not sure how to face Felix, the work must go on. Today I have to shoot a romantic scene with Felix, who's the lead actor. As the director shouted action, I boldly stepped forward and straddled the man's legs. My small hand reached out to grab his tie, pulling it towards me. Reciting the script lines, "Tell me, have you ever had a moment where you cared for me?" Although it's acting, as he leaned in, his familiar and pleasant scent enveloped me, causing my thoughts to drift. His slender fingers lifted my jaw, making me meet his eyes. He blew softly into my ear, making me shiver. "What do you think?" With those words, his dark gaze moved from my face, slowly down to my neck and then to my collarbones, even drifting lower. As a professional actor, you must focus entirely on the script without distractions. Yet being so close to him, my mind wandered. I bit my lip, scolding myself. Just as my breathing became ragged, almost breaking character, a small commotion erupted at the studio entrance. Suddenly, a swarm of reporters with cameras rushed in, interrupting our shooting. Filming had to pause. "Cut!" the director yelled with emotion. Felix and I were immediately surrounded by reporters. Still straddling Felix, it was embarrassingly awkward to be this exposed. My face flushed red, and I quickly scrambled off him. As I moved, a pair of warm, dry hands gently supported my waist. Standing upright again, microphones were thrust in my face, reporters eagerly asking, "When did you find out you're pregnant? Was it planned or an accident? Does the child's father know?" Their barrage made me anxious. Staying silent, the reporters turned their focus to Felix beside me. One asked seriously, "Does the best actor know about Tina's pregnancy? Does anyone visit the set? Whose child is it?" Felix stayed calm. Slightly curling his lips, he looked at me with meaning, saying, "Not a sponsor, just a colleague." Felix's words excited the reporters, nudging forward with their microphones. "Could you elaborate on that? Is it someone we all know? Can we get more details or a hint about who it might be?" Seeing the lively atmosphere, I felt exhausted. Meanwhile, Clara seemed to enjoy the chaos and tried pushing through the crowd to stand next to me. After squeezing in, she waved, greeting the reporters who quickly turned their attention to her. Clara casually chimed in, "I think it's normal if it's someone from the industry. We see each other often at work. What the best actor said makes sense. I hope people don't over-speculate, since the best actor already spilled the beans." Her words were vague and added to the confusion. When Clara finished, the microphone aimed back at me. Tired of getting tangled in it, I smiled slightly. "If anyone spreads false rumors, be prepared to face legal consequences." Saying that, I ignored their shocked expressions and left. Back at the resting area, I distanced myself from the chaos. Sitting down, Felix came over. I hadn't figured out how to deal with being in the same space as him, so I got up to leave. Before I could turn around, a pair of strong hands grabbed me. As our skin touched, a slight electric shock passed through. I frowned, trying to pull my hand away, but he held on tighter. His usually deep and soothing voice had a hint of desperation when he said, "You're pregnant, aren't you?" In front of him, I couldn't muster any denial. I might be able to hide from anyone else in the world, but not him. His tone softened. "Let me take you to get checked, just to be sure." I immediately refused. "I'm not going." With all the gossip buzzing around, if I went to the hospital and got photographed, it would be chaos. His face turned serious. "Go, or it's my child." I looked at him, puzzled, and couldn't help but laugh. "What are you talking about?" We were already divorced, and I hadn't even mentioned how far along I was. Why was he so sure the baby was his? He frowned, suddenly looking very serious, and grabbed my shoulders, forcing eye contact. His dark eyes were like an endless abyss. "Just looking could swallow you whole." I frowned and tried to look away, but he wouldn't let me. I was about to pull away when he grabbed my wrist. "Why can't you look at me?" His touch was gentle, but his tone was unexpectedly serious. As he spoke, his rough thumb gently rubbed the inside of my wrist, filled with tenderness. Seeing my lack of response, he suddenly leaned down toward me slowly. Seeing his lips approach, I froze. Out of instinct, I turned my head to avoid him. After missing, he paused, visibly hurt, but didn't let his emotions show. We were still in our marriage's cool-down period and hadn't signed the divorce papers. Technically, we were still married. Hearing that, anxiety washed over me. I frowned. Don't do anything rash. His deep eyes locked onto me, and his Adam's apple bobbed. I've changed my mind, I don't want a divorce anymore. What should I do? I suddenly had no patience to argue with him. I quickly freed myself from him and stepped aside. Taking a deep breath, I tried to calm my emotions. Felix and I didn't really have major issues. The divorce was because we were both too busy. We were too busy to feel like family, let alone a married couple. With him often traveling, I sometimes saw entertainment news about him with other women, which eroded our trust and led to frequent arguments. During that time, I often found myself crying for no reason. I later looked it up online and found it might be mild depression. Being with him didn't feel like home, and his mom never approved of us. I was exhausted and chose to break up. Our current collaboration on this project was decided after our split. The past is in the past. No point revisiting it. I took a deep breath, steadying myself. Just go. He glanced at my changing expression once more. Tina, take it easy. I won't force you if you don't want to go. I'm leaving now. With that, he turned and left. At that moment, as he left, a wave of sadness hit me. I wanted to cry, but my eyes were strangely dry. I just let the sadness spread inside me. Unexpectedly, Felix ran into Clara on his way out. Clara wasn't one to shy away from drama. Seeing Felix with me earlier, she got angry. After Felix left, Clara barged in, furious. She pointed at me accusingly. Tina, what's the deal? Don't you remember you're pregnant? And yet you have the energy to flirt around? Her attitude was so ridiculous, I couldn't help but laugh. But my reaction only made Clara angrier. I don't care if you flirt with other men, but stay away from Felix. He's mine. I had already found her laughable before, but now she seemed delusional. Calmly, I asked, you said Felix is your boyfriend, right? She raised her chin proudly. That's right. Without hesitation, I pulled out my phone and called Felix. When he picked up, he was excited. Babe, you're finally calling me. Ignoring his excitement, I calmly said, can you come back? Felix showed up quickly, clearly happy. In front of Clara, I asked, you seem familiar with Clara. Any special relationship? Felix gave Clara a cold look and frowned. I don't know her, not familiar, and definitely nothing special. Hearing this, tears welled up in Clara's eyes. She stared at him in disbelief, trying to find a different emotion in his eyes. But he was unbothered throughout. Finally, Clara couldn't take it, and she ran out in tears. After she left, Felix immediately came to pledge his loyalty to me again. No other woman but you. His eyes were full of emotion. I frowned and quickly looked away. Whether there was or wasn't doesn't matter anymore. If only, back when our marriage still held, he had clarified those misunderstandings immediately, things might have been different. If only we had spent more time together back then, wouldn't that have been great? But there's no such thing as if in this world. I thought it was all over, but I never expected to end up trending the next day. The next day, I was half asleep when a sudden, urgent phone call woke me up. As soon as I answered, I heard my manager Amanda's frantic voice. Tina, this is trouble. Check the trending topics. I frowned, feeling a twinge of unease. New Best Actress suspected of seducing film emperor, looking for a backup dad for her baby. I found the headline pretty amusing. People online were having heated discussions about this, and unsurprisingly, they were all hurling insults at me. So shameless. Bet she doesn't even know who the father is, so she's scrambling for a fallback guy. Don't taint our film emperor. Stay away from our idol. Disgusting woman. With all the attacks online, even my social media was flooded with hateful messages from trolls. As a public figure, I'd always expected a day like this would come. But when it did, I still felt tense inside and out. This issue was getting a lot of attention, and the PR department at my company was overwhelmed. Before they could come up with a proper response, Felix made a move. He went ahead and announced on his official Weibo account. It was pretty straightforward. Yes, she's my wife, and she's having my baby. After he posted that, Weibo crashed. Amanda called me nervously. Tina, is it really not possible between you and the film emperor? I had turned off my phone and was asleep, so I was confused. What happened, Amanda? She filled me in on the whole Weibo situation. Once I knew about it, I was really ticked off. After I hung up with Amanda, I went straight to Felix. Felix looked thrilled to see me seeking him out. He reached to hold my hand. I dodged him, staring coldly. Why didn't you consult me first? He was taken aback for a moment, but then got serious. I saw your pregnancy report. No matter what, I'm taking responsibility. His deep voice washed over me, stirring my emotions. I tried to keep my voice steady. It's not yours, I said seriously, hoping he'd back off. Then he suddenly moved, pinning me in a corner. He stood between me and the wall, saying sternly, whether it's mine or not, I'm responsible. The familiar, pleasant scent as he moved close made my head spin briefly. Before I could react, he grabbed my hand. Come on, we're going for a checkup. He gave me no room to argue this time. Felix stayed with me the whole time we were at the checkup. When we got the report, I even felt his big hands slightly sweaty. He said he'd take responsibility, even if the baby wasn't his. I was touched. While I was thinking, the doctor's voice rang out, Congratulations, your baby is healthy, no issues at all. Felix visibly relaxed, and the joy on his face was genuine. Seeing the bright smile on his handsome face reminded me of when we first dated. After graduating, I threw myself into the acting world. And with a lot of effort, I made a name for myself. Felix entered entertainment mostly because of me. Though he came from a well-off family, starting from scratch in the entertainment industry was hard on him. Seeing his struggle sometimes made my heart ache. After we officially got together, his family disapproved, and with us both being so busy, our relationship suffered, so I suggested a breakup. Felix didn't want that initially. I mentioned it multiple times, and he always calmly reassured me, being even more attentive. But I knew that once certain tensions arise, they don't go away easily. I never expected, as we were about to part, fate would give us a baby, re-establishing our bond. Even more unexpected was, after telling him this baby might not be his, he still wanted to stay by my side without hesitation. I began to doubt. Was my initial decision really right? Felix and I were leaving the hospital when suddenly, a white Range Rover parked nearby sped towards me. I recognized it instantly as Felix's mom's car. Before I could react, Felix jumped in front of me. He protected me without a second thought. Realizing it was her son, Felix's mom quickly hit the brakes and got out. When her plan failed, she came straight at me, unleashing her fury. Tina, who do you think you are? You're just an actress. How dare you toy with my son's feelings? People like you don't deserve to live. Sending you to hell would be a blessing. You should just accept that. While she was berating me, I noticed Clara standing next to her. That's when it hit me they had been in cahoots all along. So, originally, Clara was super confident saying Felix was her boyfriend, all because Felix's mom had her back. Clara kept trying to make her presence felt. Auntie, calm down a bit, I know you're doing this for me and Felix, but it's not worth it to get involved in anything bad because of this woman. When he found out the one trying to hurt me was his own mom, Felix was really mad. Mom, have you had enough? No matter what you say, I'm telling you, my decision ain't changing. In this life, next one, forever and always, I only love Tina. At first, Felix's mom thought her showing up would set her son straight. But it only made things worse. She was furious, pointing a trembling finger at me, too angry to even speak. Felix looked at her, determined. "Mom, if you care at all about our relationship, respect my decision." With that, he grabbed my cold hand and left without hesitation. Back home, Felix casually went into the kitchen and started making dinner. I sat on the couch, watching his busy figure, the delicious smell of food filling the room. I felt really content. Honestly, I don't need much, just to live a simple, happy life with him is enough. At the dinner table, he made all my favorite dishes. They were surprisingly perfect for my taste. Enjoying the cozy atmosphere, I picked up a sweet and sour rib, letting the flavor fill my mouth. It was so satisfying. After dinner, I couldn't help but ask, "Do you regret it?" "I mean, because of me, things with your mom are so bad now. If it weren't for me, you'd still be living the high life without any hassle." He looked at me seriously, then smiled gently. "No regrets," he said confidently. Then he got up, pulled me into a hug, pressing my ear to his chest to feel his strong heartbeat. Being so close, the atmosphere turned a bit romantic. I let out a little sound, but he held me tighter, his voice stern above me. "Don't move." And with those words, my face went red as I felt a warmth spreading from him. In the following days, we kept going to the filming set every day, working hard on the script. This peaceful life felt great, and I wanted to keep acting until I needed a break later in my pregnancy. Felix totally supported my choices. After the mandatory divorce cooling-off period, we decided not to go through with it. We both realized how much we meant to each other. This experience helped us address and talk through our issues. On the day the filming wrapped, Felix looked at me seriously. "No matter what happens, don't talk about breaking up just like that, got it?" His comforting sense surrounded me, filled with warmth. I chuckled and nodded quietly. "Promise me," I added, "no matter where you go, you'll let me have peace of mind. Don't forget me even when things are hectic." "Of course," he whispered, placing his hand on my belly. "Don't just remember you, also remember our baby." As he touched me, the baby started moving inside me too. He smiled. I wrapped my arms around his neck, our eyes meeting. Felix stopped, his deep eyes softly watching me. I bit my lip shyly, late in the pregnancy. "It should be okay, right?" He raised an eyebrow, pulling me closer for a strong kiss. It was overwhelming yet comforting. Surprisingly, he pulled away, still breathing heavily, with a smile. "Let's clean up and get some sleep, okay?" Touched by his kindness, I confessed everything to him. He was always my one and only. His surprised face turned soft as I placed his hand back on my belly. "You're our baby's rightful dad." He grinned, planting a gentle kiss on my forehead. "I know." Our project became a huge hit, and I ended up winning Best Actress. Finally, there I was, standing on the winner's stage alongside him. After the awards ceremony, with reporters around, I stood proudly next to him with my arm around his. "Felix, my husband." He softly laughed, saying Tina, my wife, toward the cameras. In that moment, cameras flashed wildly, but I had no reason to hide. Our careers were taking off, but trouble loomed with Felix's family's bankruptcy and huge debts. So I told him not to worry. "No matter what, she's your mom. I want her to have a good life from now on." Not long after, Felix's mom came to visit me. Seeing her, I was nervous. Auntie." She gave a guilty smile. "Tina, I'm here to apologize. I messed up a lot of things before because I was stubborn and unreasonable. But I never thought that after all the mistakes I made, you'd still be willing to help us unconditionally. I promise I won't interfere in your relationship with Felix anymore." After saying that, Felix's mom stood up and bowed deeply to me. I was totally caught off guard seeing her do that and felt quite uneasy. Just then, the door suddenly opened. It was Felix coming back. Turns out, he heard what his mom just said. But after hearing it, he frowned. Because of you messing around multiple times, Tina and I nearly broke up. If I hadn't held on, we wouldn't be here today, do you understand? Felix's mom started to cry tears of regret. I understand, I really do. Felix, however, showed no sign of backing down. Even if you know you were wrong, we have the right not to forgive you. While she was stunned, Felix spoke again calmly. Rest assured, I'll send you the child support every month on time, but don't expect anything else. Now, please leave. Reluctantly, Felix's mom left. The moment she was gone, he wrapped his arms tightly around me. Gently stroking my hair, he said, moving forward, no matter who tries to come between us, we must not show any mercy. Being protected by him like this felt really good. I chuckled softly and nodded seriously, okay. Later, I gave birth to a healthy baby boy, and life was fulfilling and happy. One day, while playing games with the baby, I came across a news alert on my phone. Famous actress Clara has been accused of tax evasion and using shady methods to obtain funds. She has been arrested by the police, and an investigation is underway. Reading this made me sigh. If only she had known what today would bring, maybe she wouldn't have done it to begin with.